Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Thomas. Today we're back here with PhantomStrider, and tonight we got 10 failed / weirdest McDonald's items overseas. So yeah, I don't think there's going to be any USA products, so these are pretty much the international McDonald's items that are just plain weird. That, I guess, failed? I'm not sure why you put that in, but I guess we'll learn more about these items and see what happened with them. Be sure to like, subscribe for more. Hope you enjoy. Let's check it out.
Howdy. If you thought the McSpaghetti was weird, well, it is.
It is,
but
yeah.
You'd be flabbergasted at some of the bizarre McDonald's menu items when we step out of our home countries. Some weren't too popular and were taken off the menu, or they were kept constrained to just 1 to 2 countries. And other choices are here because they're like nothing I'd ever expect McDonald's to have. Anywhere. So, let's check out the 10 failed and weirdest McDonald's foods.
Well, let's
starting with
see
number
it.
10.
First up,
The deluxe spam breakfast platter in Hawaii.
Spam?
Did you know McDonald's is a big thing in Hawaii? Instead of ba-da-da-da-da, they say ba-da-da-da-bra. Plus they do that
Really?
local gesture that
Ba-da-da-da-bra.
Hawaiians know as the shaka sign. Aloha. Anyway, if you head to a Hawaiian McDonald's, you'll find spam on the menu. It's basically canned, pre-cooked meat, mostly made of pork. And spam is very popular in the Hawaiian breakfast. Normally the spam is paired with rice, eggs, and sausage. So that's just what the Hawaiian McDonald's breakfast platter does too. If you're in Hawaii at McDonald's, you can start your day with eggs, rice, and sausage and spam on a platter. As for the taste, this is how Restaurant Clicks described it.
When you pile some spam on their sticky rice, it's a salty, delicious treat.
As of 2023, the spam platter was still on the menu. But when I checked the current Macca's DoorDash menu in Honolulu, I couldn't find record of it still being sold in 2024. So sadly, this spam platter does seem to be disappearing from some Hawaiian menus. Though I was kind of jealous to find that McDonald's in Hawaii sells oatmeal with brown sugar, cranberries, and apples. And for me personally, that sounds right up my alley and delicious. But
just
if you
try
want
to save up if you want to move there.
McDonald's Hawaii also
I'm loving
has
it.
a secret menu. According to Hack the Menu, Saimin can be ordered from some McDonald's in Hawaii.
Saimin?
It's basically a noodle soup and a unique evolution of Japanese ramen and Chinese noodle dishes. And it's another unique local dish to Hawaii. Mickey D's serves up egg noodles served in a hot broth of fish cake, seaweed, and barbecued pork. Hearing it, I am curious of the taste. According to the website Tasty Island Hawaii,
Shrimp-flavored hot
water
with soggy ingredients.
Oh, that's a shame. It actually looks
I
pretty
mean, it's
tasty.
McDonald's.
This
What do you
writer at
expect?
Gigazine is Japanese. Let's translate the article and see what they thought.
The brown critter soup was really messy. It tastes like Japanese stock soup with a slight soy sauce flavor, with a fishy taste. The noodle's texture was quite soft. Perfect menu for refreshing the mouth.
Well, I guess the
Refreshing the
authentic
mouth?
Japanese palate can appreciate it a bit more. Each of their own. And
Each
at
of their
number
own
9,
indeed.
we
Next.
have the matcha bean layer cake in Hong Kong. If we go to the
Matcha
McDonald's
bean layer
website,
cake?
we find our unique, disturbingly green friend, the matcha
Hence
red
on the,
bean layer cake. This one comes and goes on the McDonald's Hong Kong menu, never lingering for very long. Looking at it, it's probably not a huge surprise to you it never made it to the West. But just what is it? What's it made of? And who on
I
this
never had that.
3.5 billion-year-old piece of rock could honestly find it a tasty-looking snack? Well, let's step into the Hong
think
Kong
it is a rock.
cafe to look. In Hong Kong, it's known as the midukuripu, which roughly translates from Japanese to 1,000 pancakes. And it makes sense since it's made up of very thin green tea pancakes, cream, and red beans. Catherine showed her bakery expertise to make one, and she almost makes it look tasty. Anyway, who's our brave taste tester today? Well, the lovely Erica made an almost identical recipe matcha red bean cake. She made hers in the shape of an Xmas tree, and she described the taste well. When I asked her directly, she even added some extra notes on the taste.
Oh, cool.
Thanks, Erica.
It's spongy, soft, and moist. The cake is subtly sweet with a little matcha tea taste. And the red bean is creamy, slushy, and sweet.
As for the matcha soft serve McFlurry, I can only find one taste description in Japanese. Let's see, translated, it says,
It has a soft serve ice cream feel and shape, but when I tried it, it wasn't good at all. It was lumpy.
well, call me uncultured,
might have been
but
from the red
I
bean.
think I'll stick to my brown-colored cakes and ice creams.
Yeah, I don't like green cakes. It looks like upchuck.
Yeah, because our brown
Ben 10 much?
manure colours are so much more attractive than green. You know, I'm starting to think that desserts are just kind of gross looking.
Yeah, cakes
Yeah,
are weird, but tasty.
Yeah.
And at number 8,
I mean, you ain't wrong. What about you guys? What do you guys prefer? Let me know. Though, I never actually had a matcha tea, so I don't know if I would like this or not, but, I mean, I'm willing to try it, but I don't know. What about you guys? Would you guys willing to try it? Let me know. Though, the spam one, I'm kind of surprised, because, then again, I haven't been in Hawaii forever, so... It actually does remind me of, like, back in Persona 5, like, the whole, like, Big Bang Burger was in Hawaii. Anyway, moving along.
we have the McVegan, available in Finland and Sweden. In recent years,
McVegan?
there's been an increase in interest in plant-based alternatives in fast food. Whatever a
True.
person's reason for doing so, the options are there now in places like, say, Domino's, which offers plant-based pepperoni pizzas, for example. While I'm
Really?
not a vegetarian myself, I've
Plant-based
tried it and it
pepperoni.
tastes pretty
What
damn
do you learn?
similar. I prefer pepperoni still, but it's pretty hard to tell the difference. McDonald's
True,
typically
true.
has less options unless you're ordering a salad, as even their potato fries has beef flavoring mixed with their vegetable oil, which some vegetarians or vegans don't like. But McDonald's in Finland and Sweden were way ahead of the plant-based curve. And in 2017,
There it
they
is, the
introduced
McVegan.
the McVegan. Instead of our usual beef patty, we're given a soy protein patty. Vegan mayo, tomato, lettuce, pickles, onions, ketchup, and mustard. Much later in 2021,
sauce?
some
learn.
countries such as the UK got the
McPlant,
McPlant. It features
What's that?
plant-based cheese and a
Use
plant-based patty.
protein.
But tragically, we don't know anyone in Sweden, yet alone anyone who's tried the McVegan.
Strider?
But we do know
Go.
someone in Britain. Let's ask the British dogman about the McPlant.
But I'm in!
With my unashamed love of chomping on a tasty beef burger, I'm
say
naturally a
Swedish
little
was right there.
skeptical when presented with plant-based alternatives. But to be honest,
I mean,
the
it did the
McPlant is a
Impossible
treat.
Whopper.
It's a
Wasn't
little
that
different
bad?
to your typical McDonald's burger, but I wouldn't immediately suspect that it wasn't legitimate beef or cheese in there. My main observation is that it's very light. Feels like I'm eating nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
And that's bad. While the McPlant does taste good, I couldn't personally recommend it as a healthier alternative simply for the fact that I'd want to double up on portion sizes. The difference in taste is marginal, but it's the lack of any heft to it that makes this a tricky trade-off. Anyway, Strider, good luck finding a Swedish guy to ask about the McVegan.
Let's see, Swedish person. Oh, I'll check Swedish Craigslist.
Honey, Dennis is in Sweden.
Yeah,
Why don't
Dennis,
you
bro.
ask your Swedish co-host?
Yeah! I've tried the
Yeah, he's
McVegan
right
multiple
there.
times.
Wait, you're in
You
Sweden?
have?
Yes!
Yeah!
Well, why didn't you say so? How's it taste?
I think it's a genuinely good alternative for vegetarians or those who want to switch it up in a while. I found it quite tasty. It's not one-to-one identical in taste to a regular meat burger, but it's quite close and works well.
Sounds very similar to the McPlant review, but despite
True,
being around
true.
for years now, the McVegan has never made it to America or most other countries outside of Finland or Sweden. So why hasn't
think
it
it's
been
because of Burger
successful
King.
outside
They
of
got the
other
Impossible
countries?
Whopper, so
Personally, if I
maybe
were to
that's why? I
speculate,
don't know.
I think the reason might be in the name. I don't think the word vegan is always an attractive word for some people. For me personally, it tends
True,
to make me
vegan
think of
teacher, vegan
extremism,
booty,
even if the
you know,
vegan
people
I'm
like
eating
that, you
isn't
know?
extreme. And according to statistics, barely 1% of the world
Yeah.
population is actually vegan. Yes, sometimes it may feel like there's more, but in reality, I think some people are just very loud with their beliefs and self-righteousness. Again, not
Pretty
all
much.
vegans, but some. But since the UK did receive the McPlant burger, it shows with a few tweaks and some rebranding, there's certainly a market for all plant burgers. And at number
True.
7, we have
Next.
sweet potato fries in McDonald's Norway and Sweden. Now
Really?
here's a food I'd prefer over the original. For their over 70-year history, McDonald's has
You know,
always
I'm
had
actually
the
surprised
same
this hasn't come
basic
over here
French
either.
fries.
I mean, we do have sweet
In their
potatoes.
entire history,
It's just-
has a McDonald's fries ever changed from the basic one we have now? It's just never changed much.
No, but
until
there are
recently,
options around the world
as
for it.
sweet potato fries has become much trendier and more popular in recent years, and McDonald's Norway and Sweden decided to try it. It's never had the success to make it
Okay.
outside of
Sorry to say
Scandinavia.
it.
But over there, you can switch your regular Mickey D's fries for sweet potato fries. And according to the McDonald's Sweden
I don't even
website,
think that works.
it's still on the menu. According to my Norwegian
Or
translation
not working
of
like the way it
McDonald's
could
menu.
work here.
As
but
if our
just,
regular fries aren't sweet enough, we now also serve sweet potato fries.
Part of why I'll often personally choose sweet potato fries over regular fries is that crispiness. I tend to find them more heavily fried to the point where they've got that slight crunch to them. And I tend to find they're more thickly cut than regular fries too. And when we see the brown edges of the McDonald's version, they do look extra
I don't know, with
crispy,
sweet potato
plus
fries,
thicker to
usually
boot.
go through-
Honestly,
eat it like
puzzles me
butter
why
almost,
these
so
haven't
I-
appeared outside of Sweden or Norway. But when I asked Dennis if he'd tried them in Sweden, his answer
Dennis?
was pretty insightful.
I've never tried these. They are available for those who want them, but I'm more of a regular fries fan, so the option never appealed to me.
Apart from some minor oil
You ain't
changes,
wrong.
McDonald's has basically been doing the same fries for nearly 70 years. So a bit like the Coca-Cola flavor being changed, it's not that strange that many customers are happy with the fries staying exactly the same flavor that they used to.
If it ain't dope,
For a short
if it ain't
time,
broke,
they
don't
were
fix it,
tested
as
in
they say,
McDonald's
you know?
Chicago headquarters, but they didn't last. Sweet potato fries might just not have enough appeal outside of Scandinavia. But
Could
there
be.
could be another reason. Crop scientist Dr. Sarah Tabor was asked about it, and this is what she said.
McDonald's won't pick up sweet potato fries because they
Why?
move too many fries. If they did, they'd burn through every sweet potato in the US in weeks.
And yeah,
Really?
that makes sense too. Norway and Sweden combine to barely 16 million people, while the USA has a total of 333 million people. But regardless, how do they
Yikes.
taste?
Yeah,
On
fair
TikTok,
enough.
Call Me Belly tried them, and he gave the most flattering praise McDonald's could ever receive.
They're sweet potato fries. I would never know these are from McDonald's.
Gudem bought them for about 25
that.
Swedish krona, which is about 285 US. They
Dang,
said they were
25
nice
for
and
'em?
crispy, sprinkled with big salt pieces, perhaps a little too salty, but they didn't appear to be a big hit in America. So for now,
Ouch.
Scandinavia is the only home of
enjoy 'em.
McDonald's sweet potato fries. And for number
Well,
6
imagine
we have
losing the crop
Shrek
too,
pasta from Australia. Oh jeepus, why?
Aussie, Aussie,
It's
Aussie,
so
they say.
ugly. This one comes from my own country, Australia. Because where else but my homeland would they be crazy enough to try this hideous Shreketti bolognese? It may be hard to imagine now why anyone of any age would ever ingest these scum-coloured objects, but it's hard to overstate
Yeah,
how
pass.
big Shrek was in the 2000s. In 2007, to promote Shrek the Third, McDonald's
the third
Australia sold the Far, Far Away Happy Meal. When reviewed on Reddit, the most voted comment was from J-Toms.
Okay.
That was foul.
New Leather's comment stood out too.
Mum and
Ouch.
Nan would force me to eat this every day, and
Really,
now
every
that
day?
I've grown up, I can't see certain colours.
Well, most
What?
colorblindness is genetic, but you have my sympathies for having to deal with
Yeah,
both
I don't even think that works
colorblindness
like that,
and
does
these
it?
Shreketti
Oh,
crapetties
vacuum.
every day.
Hey, you know what these are, Strider?
What are
What?
they, Dennis?
They're crappy pastas! Ah!
Yeah, they are. Crappiest crappy pastas we've ever seen. All I can say is, thank the cosmos this one
Yeah,
did
it was
not
only
last
limited.
long and failed,
And not for-
never
I'm
extending its
surprised they didn't bring it back for
nauseating
Chef Forever
sludge
after,
colours
but-
outside my country. But you know, maybe I should
True.
be thankful. Because these are still way better than what America got. For their Shrek 3 promotion, they got cadmium-coated drinking glasses. And as I mentioned in the banned fast
yikes.
food toys
Yeah,
video,
that's
this
radioactive.
stuff was highly
Yeesh.
toxic. For example, cadmium is also found in paint and cigarette smoke. So yeah, my absolute
Oops.
least favorite Shrek movie, and both our countries got a pretty lousy deal on it. And for number 5,
Next.
we have Panzerotti in McDonald's Italy.
Panzerotti?
Oh, now this one looks tasty. You'll find these Panzerotti
Okay.
cheese pizza pastries on McDonald's menus
So,
all throughout
what
Italy.
is that, a pizza bagel?
After all, the city of Naples, Italy is the home of pizza. These piping
I don't know
hot
how to do
little
it.
pastries are a mixture of both tomato pizza sauce and gooey mozzarella. Typically, they're served
So
with
again,
chicken McNuggets in the
stuffed
tasty
pizza
basket
bite,
meal.
okay.
The website Love Food labels them as the perfect pre-burger
Burger
appetizer.
appetizer?
They haven't made it outside the country, but I certainly wouldn't call them a failure. But I think we can
Sure.
certainly label them as unusual. Luckily, in my Discord
like a mini
community,
calzone.
we have an Italian member called Kai, and he's tried the McPanzerotti a couple of times.
They're mostly served in McDonald's in Naples. It's a
Naples,
tiny,
huh?
soft, deep-fried pizza. The filling is classic tomato pizza sauce, so it's very saucy and very cheesy.
He's certainly not wrong about the cheesiness, as we'll soon see. Regular Panzerottis are kind of similar to a pizza pocket that you might see in America or the UK. But the McDonald's Panzerottis are way smaller than regular Panzerottis. Belina visited Italy and she tried them as well on TikTok. I noticed there was a nice cheese pull when she bit into them. Perhaps a bit too much, as the cheese got caught in her friend's hair.
It's in my hair.
Messy, but it tastes like a pizza roll.
Hannah works in McDonald's and she showed us the magic firsthand as she shoved them in the deep fryer. They're basically cooked like fries, and she seemed to like the taste too. If I'm ever lucky enough to go to Italy, I'll certainly give them a try. Next up at number 4 we have the...
We'll figure that one out later, but... You know, I mean, I get it wouldn't work. I mean, they did do a McPizza. Surprised they didn't do this. Like, mini pizzas. Like, or mini calzones. I mean, hey, we could do it in Italy. They could work here. Anyway, 4 left, shall we?
Sausage egg and twisty pasta and crispy McChicken in McDonald's
Twisty
Hong Kong.
pasta
You
and
remember the
crispy
McSpaghetti in Philippines? Well, McDonald's in
Yeah.
Hong Kong saw this and said, hey, this isn't
Hold my
weird
beer.
enough. So they got a whole burger sausage patty and tossed it in a corn and twisty pasta broth. Okay. In Hong Kong, there's
what?
a lot of icy cold mornings. So a nice, warm, hearty, protein-filled broth like this can be very comforting and heat a person up on a chilly morning. This twisty
To each
pasta
own, as
is
they say, I
basically
guess.
McDonald's take on a traditional Hong Kong-style breakfast, such as macaroni
Probably, yeah.
soup with ham. There's also a version with grilled chicken, which personally sounds like something I'd enjoy a bit more. This twisty pasta broth
Fair.
has actually been on the McDonald's menu for well over 10 years. Let's
Dang, 10
investigate
years.
how
Go
it
for it.
tastes. If we look on Reddit, Duriano tried it and was less than
Not a fan?
pleased.
It's decidedly not awesome. You know how when you boil pasta, you end up with all this milky looking water? That's what the pasta is soaking in. Then throw on a sausage patty, an egg, and some processed cheese, get it all wet in the water, and add no seasoning. But it was still an experience. Oh my god, that voice crack.
Let's get more of
Sure,
that
right?
McDonald's Hong Kong experience from the YouTuber Gene. We can see on the menu they have most of the traditional items we're used to, like the McMuffins.
Fair.
But it appears crispy thighs are another exclusive to
Really?
Hong Kong. It looks like bigger pieces of McDonald's chicken might not have stuck around in the West, but in Hong Kong they embraced it. The twisty pasta is presented in a large cup, similar to buying a shake.
Brought my
They
shake.
even gave additional corn for Gene to add himself in the sundae
say
cup. Overall, it looks much like Duriano described it. I mean, I've seen less
Yeah,
appealing
I
things
don't
in
know.
fast food, but I can't say I'd be jumping up and down to try this one.
Yeah,
On the other
honestly,
hand,
see that,
the
I'd be like,
crispy thighs
"No, I'm
look
not hungry
delicious. Let's see what a fellow Aussie thought. Greg's
Aussie,
Kitchen.
Aussie,
I
go.
like his channel. He had the crispy chicken on a bun when it was available for a limited time.
Well, that was bland.
He really struggled to taste any flavor
What is
with
with
the
this?
chicken.
They haven't
There's
lost the
nothing there
seasoning.
to, like, savor on. There's no flavor. There's no saltiness or anything.
In fact, the only thing he could taste in the McChicken was the tomato on top. Maybe he got a bad batch, but it might also indicate why this McDonald's crispy chicken never became a permanent option in the rest of the world. For number 3,
Yeah, pretty
we
much,
have
not surprised.
the
Next.
caramel popcorn
popcorn.
ice cream in Singapore. And damn,
Caramel
it looks
popcorn
good.
ice
Typically
cream?
with McDonald's soft serves, we've always had the same
Okay.
option. We can choose vanilla, or vanilla. You can have any
Yeah, it's always
flavor you
vanilla.
want, just so long as it's vanilla.
It's always vanilla.
Since I was a wee lad in Australia in the 90s, we've only ever had vanilla soft serves. That's it. Don't get me wrong, when the machine's actually working, I do enjoy a vanilla soft serve. But why, after all these years, is there not more variety? They'll stick a flake in the cone, they'll chuck it in a McFlurry with Oreos, but it's still vanilla ice cream. Well, McDonald's Singapore aimed to fix this in 2019 with the popcorn caramel flavored soft serve.
Ooh, yum! That sounds really nice.
I know, right? So it's such a shame it failed and disappeared off the menu so quickly. I mean,
What
I'd
happened?
gladly try it over vanilla. Anything but vanilla. It never even managed
Yeah,
to
it's
stay
vanilla.
in
Sorry,
Singapore,
say it.
let alone leave the shores of Singapore. On the McDonald's Singapore
So
Instagram,
what happened?
this is how they describe the new soft serve.
They're buttery caramel soft serves with popcorn caramel cones.
Looks like you could also get them swirled with vanilla or a chocolate dip version, according to delish.com.
It's creamier and not too sweet.
So why did it fail? The exact reason is a mystery to me, but maybe the reviews
bring it
can give us
back.
some insight.
I tried the popcorn caramel soft serve, but I'd never know it was popcorn caramel unless I read the signboard.
Yeah,
Really?
the impression I got
So
from
lack of
reviews is
caramel,
it had
okay.
an extremely mild flavor. Too mild. Maybe that's why they gave the option to dip it in chocolate. And here we are,
Yeah, I
nearly
can see that.
70 years since soft serves were first introduced, and we still only have
Half vanilla.
vanilla soft serves. Maybe one day that will change, maybe next century.
Yeah, I don't know.
And for
Who
number
knows?
2, we have the Tsukimi burger. This one hails from
Zucchini
Japan.
burger?
What's a tsukimi?
So-
Well, tsukimi translates
rabbit?
roughly to moon viewing. It's a Japanese tradition where people hold parties
Oh,
to view
right,
the harvest moon.
Suki,
It's
I
called
get
the
it.
harvest moon because farmers can work late into the night due to the light of this full autumn moon. And now you know why they call the original farming game Harvest Moon.
Harvest Moon.
Dang, look at the light on that moon. It's just beautiful. Anyway, the tsukimi burger, it's
Right,
a
right, right.
Macca's burger meant to celebrate
So
the
with
Harvest
some
Moon
egg
festival.
and
Hence
what is
the
it,
moon
Canadian
being
bacon?
all over the promotion. McDonald's has in fact been running this promotion in Japan for about 31 years every autumn, so we
31 years.
certainly can't call this burger a failure. So that's the backstory. Let's check out the burger itself. The fried egg is used in all the tsukimi burgers because the color and shape are meant to resemble a full moon. I particularly like the look of the rich, melty tsukimi burger. Some people seem to associate the moon with cheese for some reason, so this
Sorry to do
melty
that.
burger is a ridiculously cheesy decadence. It contains cheese sauce, 2 cheese slices, and even fluffy buns made with cheese. It's like a stuffed
Cheesy
crust
bun?
pizza in burger form. And of course, Japan McDonald's
Boy, learn.
wouldn't be complete without Japan's favorite, weirdly dangerous mochi rice cakes. So Japanese
Mochi what?
McDonald's gets the mochi pie. Like apple pies if they tasted chewy and horrible. Due to the tragic amount of choking deaths mochi causes in Japan, McDonald's cautions people
bad?
to chew the mochi pie thoroughly before swallowing. So how's this tsukimi moon-watching burger taste?
Jeez,
Luckily,
I just
Una
grabbed my
tried it
throat
out
from
in
that.
Japan
Yikes.
on Sora News. By the way, Sora means sky in Japanese,
Yeah,
so I
not
guess
the
that's
Kingdom Hearts
Sky
Sora.
News. Anyway, no one cares. That strange sauce you can see on top is
Had to
called
say
the
it.
Aurora sauce, and it's meant to go well with the
So a
moon
Harvest
egg.
Moon and a Royal
The
Borealis
burger
now.
itself doesn't look extraordinary. The taste is outstanding. Soft, rich, and flavoursome. The Aurora sauce adds to its deliciousness. This is a burger
To
you
each your
wanna
own, as they
hold
say,
up
I
to
guess.
the moon and
Never had
give
it.
thanks.
I'm definitely noticing in this, a lot of the Japanese reviews seem a lot more positive and a lot less critical than some of the Western reviews I've seen of food. While I do like a good critique, it's kind of refreshing how much the East just appreciates a good taste. Moon burgers,
Fair,
moving
fair.
on. And before we get to
All
number
right.
1, here's a
Honorable
couple of
mentions.
quick honorable mentions. The
First,
cheesy egg
cheesy
steal
egg.
from the Philippines.
Egg steal, what the
Let's
heck?
quickly step into the McDonald's at the Philippines to try the cheesy egg steal. Kind of like the Filipino version of the cheese omelet. Filipinos enjoy
Okay.
pandesal. It's a staple bakery
Oh, wow.
roll of the Philippines. Typically after baking, it's mixed with cheese, margarine, and other spreads. Kind of like a French croissant, but sweeter.
Croissant.
Anyway, so let's see the McDonald's half-baked McCrappia version. We have this pristine, perfectly baked pandesal bun with an elegantly folded, perfectly fluffy, brightly colored egg. Not a hint of cheese out of place. Then, of
Sure
course,
about
we
that?
get the reality. Here you
There it
go, an
is.
unsightly splat of a bun, looking half-cooked with barely any toasting whatsoever, with the cheese barely gripping onto the bun and it seeming barely stuck together. But I shouldn't judge by appearance. How's it taste?
So how's it taste?
According to Mac's review,
The bread tastes like their McMuffins, but it was a little too soft and
Super
moist.
fluffy.
It's different to traditional pan de sal bread, but I like the generous amount of cheese in the filling. It was practically
Okay.
oozing out.
next up we have the McDonald's
Oh,
poutine
poutine.
in Canada. This one comes
Basically
from the
fries
far-off
with
land
cheese,
of
you know?
Canada, a mysterious place where
Oh,
people are polite, and
Canada.
on the road you
Sorry, I
don't
had to
get
do it.
constantly tailgated. It's also my second homeland, and I miss it so. To make it, Macca's basically just serves up their fries with cheese curds and gravy. They mix it all together and they call it poutine. Apparently it's a very popular local Canadian menu choice. I left this one as an honourable mention though, because I don't think it's very interesting or different. And with those said, on to number 1. And for what might be familiar, our number one choice is the secret Ronald birthday cake. So we've talked about McDonald's foods all over the world. Let's finish our trip in the USA. And let's not finish with quality, because this is utter garbage. You might even remember trying this one if you've ever been to a McDonald's birthday party growing up. I couldn't find an exact origin date to when this cake came about, but people have said they remember tasting these cakes over 45 years ago.
And I was real, I mean, I'm talking probably 4 or 5.
Now, many cakes can inspire awe and imagination at their sheer creativity, decadence, and aesthetic beauty. But the secret McDonald's cake is not one of those cakes. It's a cheap, sad, boring, miserable failure of a cake. It may be McDonald's greatest lingering failure of an item, yet it never fully disappears. That's a mysterious thing about it. Throughout history, it has sold abysmally, and it has left customers with a styrofoam taste that only a truly young, underdeveloped taste palate could enjoy. In fact, it's reported that it's bought for a mere $9 in 2024.
$9 for a cake?
But trust me, that $9 is a ripoff. You would probably regret purchasing this cake even if they gave you money. You're much better off giving that $9 to a homeless person. And I suspect the homeless would rather eat out of a bin than eat this cake. According to staff on Food Network, this cake is not on the visible menu, but it can be requested by customers. Some McDonald's will stock it, but not all of them. Back in the 90s, I vaguely remember trying this cake when I was at a McDonald's party. And I sorta kinda liked the icing, but frankly, I was 7, so anything sweet tasted amazing to me. The modern reviews from adult palates are less kind. One review I found even came from a McDonald's staff member.
Calling it a cake is a lie.
It is the worst cake you could ever buy. We ordered a bunch in, sell one, and the rest go to waste and get eaten by the crew. The cake has 0 flavor, so the frosting is super sweet. You'd be better off buying a cheap cake at your local grocery store. It will taste a lot better. The best way to describe the cake is fluffed up cardboard.
And indeed, the most common description for its taste on Reddit was cardboard, which is never the best adjective to hear about your baking. But because I seem to get most poetic when describing styrofoam McDonald's cakes, let's do one more taste test. Tammy Dunn ordered a McDonald's cake for $8.50. If for some reason you do want to find one, they suggested looking for them at restaurants that have party areas. And true to its name, the cardboard tasting cake came in a blank brown cardboard box. Similar to Reddit, Tammy and Kevin complimented the sweet frosting, but they said the cake itself tasted like a super cheap, dry snack cake.
The cake is horrible.
So I think we can safely say, for half a century, the secret McDonald's cake has been consistently tasting like dense polystyrene garbage drenched in icing. Chances are, at the party, the young child is going to appreciate the friends, playground, and Happy Meal more than the cake itself. And thanks for joining me to check out some of these weird and wonderful McDonald's foods across the world. If you have an interesting or unusual fast food meal you think I missed, or any thoughts on the Macca's food I mentioned, feel free to leave your comment below. And as always, thanks for watching, and hope to see you next time.
You too.
Today's member question is from...
Honestly, your parents are throwing a birthday party for you at, McDonald's. You might need a... I don't know. I'm just saying, don't bring your own cake, because, well, that could happen. just saying. I mean, jeez. Just like to know why. But to each their own, as they say, to each their own. Let me know what you guys think, and until next time, I'll see you guys around. Adios. I got nothing left to say.